Welcome to Exit Frag. I'm Zeph. I'm joined by Esports Andy and Forefather. Today we are going to talk about the new agent, Waylay. So she got revealed at Grand Finals. They even had a showcase match. What did you guys think of this agent, just on
I
initial first impressions?
I think it's a kind of, I guess, a response to Vice and like kind of some barrier things being put up because like you can't really play Jet right now with certain like with Vice being what it is. Um, I'm interested with like the double dash thing movement like abilities. I was like, oh, like I actually think it's pretty interesting. I don't have any huge problems. I don't think the abilities are going to be like the ult isn't like too crazy. Like what? It's like the thing that goes out and then goes out this way,
Yeah, it's just
and
a
you get stunned.
hindrance.
But no, you
Yeah.
don't get stunned. You get and you
You
get
move
just slow.
slower. You can move slower. You move slower, you
So
shoot slower.
yeah, it's their new like thing that they're wheeling out, like a new effect. But yeah, I think it's good. It's gonna change up the meta. I don't think it's gonna be it's dead. It's a dead agent already. Like I think teams are gonna be using it. Like I'm pretty. I just don't have much of opinion other than I think it's just like a decent duelist. It's gonna go in for certain maps. I think
Yeah.
like
The first ability is saturate. You throw this like orb, and it moves
mhm.
like a phoenix molly. Basically, like after 30 meters, it just drops down,
Yeah.
and it'll hinder. So hinder is a new like terminology. It's similar to like the decay ability, or but it functions like when like you're stunned. So basically, you don't move at the same speed anymore. You're a lot slower, and you act like you're stunned, but the camera isn't shaking. You just move at stun speed, basically, and that's with your gun. Your abilities are still technically the same speed, but they're not. The pull-out animation for those abilities will also be slowed down. Now, for the ability that you were talking about, it's called here we go, light speed. So light speed
Hmm.
is like it's basically a double dash that you have, so you can you dash to where like you're looking basically. So the
Hmm.
clip I'm looking at right now on Valor Leaks is the classic Jet one where she dashes up on ascent on on A site on onto like generator. But
Hmm.
Waylay can also do it, but she has to be like looking at it in order to get there. So basically, where your crosshair is where your agent's gonna go. And then let's see, we have refract, which is the ability that everyone's comparing to Overwatch with Tracer. And basically, you go in, you dive, and then you can like recall yourself basically. So
Hmm.
it takes 7 seconds to return to the spot that you spawned from, but you're invulnerable, but you're technically blind because you could see the map but not the players when you're being recalled.
Hmm.
So it, I think it's the agents like fairly well. The ult is also, I don't know why it's named Lightspeed as well. So both, there's two abilities named Lightspeed. I maybe this is an error on Valor Leaks, but
I think yeah, I think it's just a.
a mistake.
I
I don't know
think
what the ult is called, but
I feel like the
basically,
ult would be light speed. Does it make you faster?
yes,
Gives you
the
speed boost.
it gives you a
Hmm.
brim boost in the square, and
Yeah, hinders. Yeah.
it also hinders your
Yeah.
opponents.
Mm,
So it's basically it's an AOE as well. So it's similar to
yeah.
like Breach or to like Fade. Obviously, because it's on a duelist, the range is a lot smaller, but it's still pretty big for what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, seems fine. I don't think she's gonna be game breaking. I know that for the dash, only the first one can go vertical. I think the second one is horizontal only.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so you can't like double. There's no double updraft. Um, but yeah, I mean, it'll be an alternative for teams that want to adopt it can play it, and then the teams that don't will just play something else. I don't think it's going to be hard meta or anything. Although, I mean, fuck, every time a new hero comes out, no one has any clue how it's actually going to affect the game. So this is all conjecture, anyways. But it doesn't seem like it offers anything that, unless Hinder is insane, because we haven't seen it because it's new. Unless Hinder is insane, it doesn't seem like Waylay really offers anything that other duelists don't offer. I mean, they have nice escapability and they have some like a bit of utility, but like in the new patch, ISO can now vulnerable and suppress, and he's got a slow moving wall, so he's like he can clear space, and also he has a good bit of like tactical utility. Um, Yoru has a bunch of supportive utility. Like I don't think Waylay's going to take over.
I think it'll be dependent a lot on what maps you're playing in, because maybe on some maps you'll want Jet, other maps you'll want Waylay. But it's mostly, I feel that like a lot of people are focusing on like the op ability on Waylay, but I think the key to like min maxing this agent is actually in the dashes or how you use them, because you can throw off your opponents quite easily in this game. I mean, if you guys were seeing how Buzz was playing Neon during the grand final, he was just zipping all over the place, and he was like incredibly hard to hit. I think this agent's going to be incredibly hard to hit. Not only do you have the recall ability, but you also have 2 dashes, and you can use both of them. You can use one of them vertically, and you can use both of them horizontally if you want. I think this agent is better depending on the map you use it and how you play it, because I feel like a lot of people are trying to like play her like a little bit like Chamber, a little bit like Jet, and yeah, I kind of see it, but I don't think it'll be huge impact, but I think she'll still see play.
Would it be crazy to think that it could, you could even, I know Neon, you can play it more like you can play Neon like just taking space and then leaving really quickly. Neon or Waylon playing kind of like in a spot as Neon, like how a Neon would play in Pearl sometimes, like doing a double dash out really quickly, then re-peeking again and then moving back. Like I just feel like there's a lot of chances to double peek with her, and it's kind of like the same with like Neon. Neon could double peek a lot due to her speed, and having that double dash like horizontally can kind of give you that same feeling sometimes, which if you plan it correctly, like rather than just a normal jet.
I think the one thing that's going to hold Waylay back from being like your primary duelist, they don't have the survivability solo entry.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not there. Like it's not in the kit. Like when you think of the entry duelists, Race has satchels. You already have your gun out when you're satcheling. Like when you're satcheling, you have your gun out. So once you land, you can shoot immediately. There's also like nade, boombot to kind of make your own space, clear your own space to satchel into. Neon has wall, stuns, dash, slide, like, or whatever, slide is the dash. Jet has smoke dash combo. Yoru has TP. ISO has shield, both like the actual shield and the big wall. Like all the other duelists, outside of like, I don't know, Phoenix. Even Phoenix has a little bit more of a solo entry utility tool in his kit now. That could hinder the use of the character in pro play. I mean, you don't, if you have other options of duelists that are more self-sufficient and you can run your other pieces that have supportive utility still, I don't see why you would opt for a character that you have to put more resources into when you could just not. Like you could just pick an agent that can solo entry by itself with supportive utility as well, as opposed to having one or the other when you play Waylay. Like that's how I see it.
I think this will help teams that are very execute heavy. If you already have like set protocols on how to play, all you have to do is have one other player flash into sight for you, and then have Waylay get the first pick, and then it's literally chamber TP speed from what we've been told, and that she'll just be able to like return, and then there's already more open space, so you can basically re-execute, and maybe all you've invested is a flash. I agree that there are other agents that can do it solo better with like the jet smokes or the neon smokes, but I do think that this opens up like for teams to lean more into teamwork than like a solo carry experience.
That I think that was kind of like what I was thinking in my head, because Also, I think Waylay is a better defensive player than a attacking. And I think you could also play her with another duelist if that's the type of like game plan you do. Like, especially if we're moving towards some teams playing a double duelist comp, you could have Waylay and then like I don't know, like I don't know who you would really pair. Usually, maybe like a ISO, or if you wanted someone that's doing something on their own, or if you want to pair with
I think with Sky,
Raze.
I think with Sky it could be pretty good just because of the flexibility of the flash. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I
I'm
don't
not
really
a pro
trust.
player. I'm not a coach.
Yeah, I don't trust flash dash in pro settings. I think that's much more of like a ranked strat. I feel like in pro play, if you're banking on just flashing your duelist in, you'll find some success, but it's very easy to adjust to. And also, there's pro players play crossfire and have anti-flash. Like one guy will be looking anti-flash, he's just gonna not look at the flash and just shoot the waylay wherever they land. So
and also,
we'll see. But
I think hindering is going to be a trash effect in pro play.
Yeah, because everyone can one tap.
Yeah, everyone can one tap. It's going to be so annoying in ranked, but everyone's just going to get a kill because we already see it with Breach, like with the stunning. People get kills all the time in pro play.
Cosmetic stun.
Yeah, and like hindering is going to be worse because
multi kills through Breach stun as well.
If you just go,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Then you're done. That's just how FNS plays the game anyway. So, like,
yeah, he's walking around constantly. He's constantly hindered.
My boy FNS catching strays this episode.
I'm a C9 fan. I have to attack NRG.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else to add about the new agent?
I think it's gonna be niche.
All right. Top team that will use Waylay.
Like 2G should do it. Like just do crazy things.
Just
play crazy comps.
I can't even imagine a team that would. I mean,
Paper X is gonna play.
Yeah, the generic answer is like Paper X because they'll just do literally anything. But other than that, I don't really know if there's any team that would particularly opt into running this over just running any other.
I think G2 are gonna run this agent.
Hot take.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think G2 will run this agent.
Oh, I think DFM will.
Yes, because they literally only have one good player on that team.
Yeah, so he's gonna play.
Come on, man.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna play. That's my one prediction. I think DFM will play it.
All right,
guys. So that's been our thoughts about the new agent. Join us tomorrow when we talk about some free agency in Valorant.